They produced 422 offensive yards, while the Texans had just 47. The Steelers had 24 first downs. The Texans had 3. And Pittsburgh completely controlled the clock, almost doubling the time of possession that the Texans had. The final score, the Steelers 6. The Texans 24? How is that possible? Well, turns out the Steelers made some catastrophic mistakes. Tommy Maddox juked himself out.
Maddox running with some open space.
See? So, there we go. How does that happen? How does that happen statistically? How is that even possible? There's hope for us. There's hope for us, y'all.
What's going on, Clutch?
What up, what up, what up?
It's your boy Dub.
It's your boy Ross.
We're in there.
Clutch.
Hey, back to you, ladies and gentlemen, on the video today. You feel me?
All right, since we are in the beginning stages of the NFL football season, we might as well check out a video, the most unbreakable NFL records.
I want you guys to know this is something that Ross recommended. We are
I was in the Discord, so they recommended it.
Well, you recommended the recommendation.
I mean, it makes sense. Look, man, let's check out some records, man. We need something to check out because
kick a man while he's down.
Every time we watching our team play, man, we it's a chore. And I know we're not the only ones. There's some of y'all that are struggling with us, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go, Texas.
Absolutely.
So let's check out some of these records, man. See how unbreakable these will be.
Let's go.
In 2002, the Steelers dominated the Texans.
All right, bro.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. We're literally 3 seconds in.
Well, to be fair, we was a brand new team, okay?
We're still, how many years later?
But to be fair,
we're still getting dominated.
That's like, a new team being created. You can't expect them to come out there and just go crazy, right?
These are professionals, bro.
I get it, but I mean, it's a brand new team.
Well, I'm on today, though.
I'm talking about this. We know today.
I hope Christmas 2024 is not on here. I'll just say that. Oh boy.
Just about every statistical category imaginable. They produced 422 offensive yards, while the Texans had just 47. The Steelers had 24 first downs. The Texans had 3. And Pittsburgh completely controlled the clock, almost doubling the time of possession that the Texans had. The final score, the Steelers 6. The Texans 24? How is that possible? Well, turns out the Steelers made some catastrophic mistakes. Tommy Maddox juked himself out.
Maddox running with some open space.
So there we go. How does that happen? How does that happen statistically? How is that even possible? There's hope for us. There's hope for us, y'all. Maybe history will repeat itself.
I think this would be so much better to deal with if we weren't 0-3 right now.
We got hope, bro. We got hope, bro. If our defense can just carry us, we'll be fine.
Right. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Football. And it was returned for a touchdown.
Weekend.
See?
Then he threw not just one.
See?
And intercepted. Aaron Glenn's got room in front of him.
But 2 pick sixes.
Out of the gun.
See? That's all we gotta do.
To
Get
Aaron
pick
Glenn.
sixes.
You're never going to see a game like this again.
What did he just say, though?
Hey, never say never.
I will never say never.
You never know,
Technically, this happened this weekend, though. And who won?
Nah, didn't. We ain't get no pick sixes.
We didn't get a pick 6, but we need to get a pick.
We got to get pick
We had
sixes,
multiple
bro.
chances, too, because he was kind of like throwing.
We need pick sixes, bro, to save us.
Just look at the Texans' drives that day. Punt, 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 punt.
I'm
halftime.
done.
Punt, 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 field goal. On a drive, they netted -5 yards. And that was the ball game. As far as records go, I don't really know what to classify this game as. I guess it would be team won a game with the largest deficit in yards and first downs, or something like that.
Let's go!
Now, often when we use the term unbreakable records, we don't literally mean unbreakable. We mean something more like
Wait, what?
highly unlikely, most likely
Wow.
impossible to beat
26 miles
records.
per hour.
Like how Derek Thomas had 7 sacks in a single game.
That's crazy.
Sacking the quarterback.
That's
or how
crazy.
Danian Tomlinson scored an incredible 31 touchdowns
Yep.
in 2006.
Yep.
That's crazy.
T
This
was
is
tough,
the most
bro.
by a non-quarterback ever. And since 2008, The closest anyone's ever gotten to this was 21. But with that said, there are some unbreakable records. There was a 109-yard return touchdown, or 109.88 yards according to this video.
That
Bing.
would be
Yep.
109 yards on the return.
The complete
This just so happened
field.
to be the same game Adrian Peterson ran for 296 yards.
Yep.
Also an NFL record, but not unbreakable. There's also 99-yard rushing
Yep.
and passing touchdowns, which can only be
Derek.
tied, but never broken.
See,
Now,
he was
with those
holding
out
on
of
to the
way,
ball.
let's move on to the highly unlikely, most likely impossible to beat records. And just FYI, these will be Super Bowl era records.
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
Minus a Paul Krause record and one random one by the Saints in 1966 I'll
Damn.
mention later. And I know some of you
There
old
was
school
more.
football fans want to see some of those old records. So
Throwing for a
here's
touchdown
few-
and catching 4 interceptions in one game.
That is kind of crazy.
Jim Brown, 8 rushing titles. Yep. Night Train Lane, 14 interceptions in a season, 17
Damn.
points in a playoff game.
Damn.
Bears 6 ties in a season.
Damn.
8 interceptions thrown in one game.
Yeah, if you throwing 8 INTs, bro, kick him off the team, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Kick him off the team.
put on screen. Feel free to pause if you'd like. Now, before we continue,
Wait,
this video is
Browns?
brought to you by AG.
10 straight championship appearances. Wow.
Yeah, the Browns used to be them.
Just no wins. Damn. 10?
Straight.
That's crazy, bro.
One. Listen, I've been taking my health serious over the year. One of my and AG1 5 and
Hey, take your health serious, man.
For sure, for sure.
Fun for this 80
Whatever works for you.
player exceptions. Which video? Let's start with Paul Krause. This dude had 81 career interceptions, which is averaging 5 picks a season for 16 years.
That's crazy,
The only
bro.
player in the modern era even close is Rod Woodson, who ended his career with
Jeez.
10 less. And considering nowadays that quarterbacks throw much less interceptions than they used to, this record isn't going to be touched.
Yeah.
The closest active player is Harrison Smith, who has 37, and he's going to be 36 years old this year. In 1988, Jamie Morris had 45 rush attempts in a single game. The closest we've seen in the last 15 years was Le'Veon Bell, who had 38 in 2016. In 1986, because Randall Cunningham scrambled around a lot, he got sacked a lot. The Eagles gave up 104 sacks that season, almost 20 more than the next closest team ever. In 1983, the Redskins had a plus 43 turnover margin,
Damn!
which is outrageous.
That is
Basically,
ridiculous.
everyone they played had 2 more turnovers than them on average.
That is
the next highest in the
wild.
Super Bowl era was plus 28 by the Patriots in 2010. Sadly, the Redskins lost in that year's Super Bowl, partially because they turned the ball over more than the
The
Raiders.
helmet, bro.
I remember after the game, Joe Theismann saying, they handed us our asses on the tray and the tray was bent.
In 1979, the
Damn, that's how you know you was getting whipped.
Look at the
Yeah.
evolution of the helmet, bro.
Yeah, it really wasn't that much protection.
It was just a hat with one little guard just going around.
Yeah, it wasn't
the
that
front
much
of your
protection.
face.
So boys was getting popped.
Us our asses on the tray and the tray was bent.
In 1979, the Seahawks had a game versus the Rams where they had minus 7 yards. We got to go over the stats of this game. Quarterback Jim Zorn completed 2 passes out of 17 attempts for 25 yards. He was also sacked 6 times, losing 55 yards. That gave him a net total of minus 30 yards.
Come on.
And looking at the team's rushing, they had 12 total carries for 23 yards. You'd think maybe this had to do with horrible weather or something, but nope, they played in a dome. Crazy enough, the Seahawks team had the 4th best scoring offense in the NFL that season.
Wow.
And their quarterback was an Offensive Player of the Year
Heck,
candidate.
I felt like booing
Also,
too.
random fact, the following game, the Seahawks had this weird moment where a fan set off an explosive device in the stadium.
With Tony Galbraith threw a 48-yard pass. An
Oh!
explosive device just went off on the sidelines to the right of the
man.
New Orleans bench. Whatever that was, it's about as funny as a broken leg.
The craziest part to me about this moment was just how nonchalant all the fans are acting
Yeah.
around him.
Wait a
This isn't
minute.
exactly a record, but I can't imagine this ever happening again.
What the
At
f-
least I hope not. Speaking
That's
of
kinda
explosions,
wild, bro.
punter Steve O'Neal
Wait, we can't just scroll past that. My guy just set off an explosive device at a game.
And everybody's just like, damn, that was random. And then just went back to it. This is how you know
Back in the day, bro.
times was different. You do that now?
Oh, you get in the chair.
Oh my God, bro. Especially in the climate we in, bruh.
D chair.
Bruh. So it just shows you how people just didn't really care too much about stuff like that, really, to be honest with you.
It's just kind of like,
all
Had
right.
a cannon for a leg, and one time he had a 98-yard punt.
What?
From the eye test, it looks like the ball traveled around 70 to 72 yards in the air before it hit the ground, and it couldn't have possibly stopped in a better spot.
Some of the things have to be perfect. That
was
It's
perfect.
just such a. I mean, that was my perfect day.
Now, as far as punt returns go, you're never going to see punts returned beyond about the 6 or 7 yard line, mostly because of coaching nowadays. They tell their players to let the ball
Kneel.
bounce into the end zone to get that touchback. However, prior to 2004, the automatic touchback rule wasn't in place.
that's a
Oh, does
crazy
he
punt,
bang
though.
this one? Whoa!
And before that rule change, this happened in 1994. The Saints punted the ball in what looked like a guaranteed touchback. Yet somehow, the ball didn't go through the back of the end zone, and it bounced forward. This is something only Robert Bailey of the Rams noticed. So he picked it up and ran it back for 103 yards.
Yep.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
Wait
out
a
there?
minute.
This is going to be a touchdown.
This is
They was
technically
walking
the
off the
longest
field.
punt return in NFL history. Technically, players can still run the ball out of the end zone on punts, but if a player caught a ball in the end zone on a punt, he would be cut the next day. What Robert Bailey pulled off was a once-in-a-career moment. A lucky little play you rarely see happen.
Yeah.
However, Devin Hester, the greatest punt returner of all time, rarely needed any sort of luck because he was so damn good. When his career was said and done, Devin Hester produced 20
Yep, I
non-offensive
remember that.
touchdowns,
Yep.
which included 14 punt return touchdowns, 5 kick return touchdowns,
He just
and
had
a
his
missed
way,
field goal
bro.
returned to the house.
He is going to go all the way.
Crazy,
what a
bro.
deke by Hester.
Devin
That
Hester,
is still
bro.
one of my favorite plays of all time because he acts so nonchalant.
Nonchalant,
catches
yeah.
the
Then he,
ball, and then he just blows past everyone to get to the end zone. It's pretty awesome that he made it into the Hall of Fame last year. This guy was one of the most unique players in NFL history.
definitely.
And back in the
Definitely the
day
GOAT.
during recess, every kid, when they catch a punt or a kick or whatever, they would pretend they were Devin Hester. Continuing with the return theme, this next stat is crazy. The contrast between these two teams achieving their first ever kick return touchdown is wild. The Tampa Bay Bucks played their first season in 1976, and they didn't record a kick return touchdown until 2007.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the Saints played their first season in 1966. And how long did it take them? 1 kick return.
Wow.
For the Bucks, it took them 498 games with 1,865 tries before they finally pulled it off.
The great
great
curse
curse.
has been lifted.
Heck, Devin Hester had been in the league since 2006, and he already had 5 kick return touchdowns by then.
Damn.
31 years to return a kick? That's wild. That's like how long Tom Brady was in the NFL. Actually, that's not true. Brady played 23 seasons and lasted in the league until he was 45
like
years
it.
old. It's truly the most impressive career in terms of longevity that we've seen. However, it's not the longest career in NFL history. That honor belongs to George Blanda, who played in the NFL from 1949 to 1975, 26 NFL seasons. There's a few facts about Blanda that
and
I gotta
AFL.
share. First off, he was primarily a quarterback, but he was also a kicker. By the time he was 40,
Damn.
his days starting under center were over. From that point on, he was primarily a kicker and did play some backup quarterback. Unlike Tom Brady at the end of his career, who looked pretty good because of modern diet and the way he took care of his body, Blanda looked old. I just can't imagine why he continued to trot out there at the age of 48.
48.
Another age-related
Wow.
stat that I absolutely love
Jerry
involves
Rice.
Jerry Rice. As most of you know, he's the all-time leader in the main 3 receiving categories, and those records will probably never be broken. However, the record that's my favorite is the one about how many receiving yards he's had over the age of 40. Looking at the stat of the most receiving yards after 40 years old, Jerry Rice has 2,509 yards.
Insane, bro.
Next
Over
most,
40.
6 by Tom Brady. The only other non-quarterback to even catch a pass over the age of 40 is Mercedes Lewis.
Brett
The
Favre
feat is
taking it
so
too.
rare that even catching one pass is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
This just goes to show how insane it is that Jerry Rice was still as good as he was. In fact, he made a Pro Bowl at the age of 40.
That's
You'd think with the
crazy.
game being less physical and just the modern advantages that players have today, we would see this record be maybe in
Nope.
jeopardy, but I don't think it will be. The oldest active receiver is Adam Thielen, and he's 35 years old. Some other legendary Ironman records include Emmitt Smith, who holds the all-time rushing record. It's truly impressive how he was able to stay healthy most of his career.
Yeah.
Joe Thomas played 10,363 consecutive snaps
crazy,
over 11 seasons at left tackle. Apparently, he played through tearing his MCL 3 separate times, 2 high ankle sprains, and overall wear and tear from playing in the trenches.
Yeah.
Now, as far as consecutive games started, the most impressive in NFL history has to be what Jim Marshall pulled off. This dude started at defensive end for 270 consecutive games. This is the most consecutive starts by any non-quarterback. And mind you, this was in the ruthless 60s and 70s. But consecutive starts probably isn't his most.
Hey, my boy smacked the hell out of him.
That would definitely be a penalty now. That's definitely a
ruthless
flag.
60s
Bro,
and
look at
70s.
this.
But consecutive starts probably isn't his most unbreakable record. He once recovered a fumble and ran it the wrong way, thinking he was scoring a touchdown.
Marshall is running the wrong way. Thinks he's scored a touchdown. He has scored a safety.
It ended in a most yardage ever lost on a fumble recovery.
That's crazy.
Another crazy thing about
Just
Marshall
kneel.
was it wasn't like he was playing it safe during his career. This dude was a crazy daredevil. He admitted to jumping out of planes over 2,000 times in his life.
What?
And it wasn't until after he retired that he had a bad accident. He crashed a hang glider into a light pole, which resulted in a broken arm and leg.
Damn.
To get back to football, of course, the all-time record for consecutive starts is held by Brett Favre at 297. Although not as physically demanding as defensive end, this doesn't take anything away from how crazy this record is. The other aspect of starting this many games other than physical health is being good enough to retain your job. And Favre was able to maintain that combo for 18 and a half seasons. Like Marshall, Favre has some records and things in his life he'd rather forget. And the big record that everyone brings up is his interception record. In his career, he threw 336 picks. That's 59 more interceptions than second place, George Blanda. Now, also on this list is Vinny Testaverde, who owns the record for the most losses in NFL history at 123. Testaverde certainly had some positive moments in his career, but looking at his career as a whole, to play quarterback to the age of 44 and deal with what he dealt with,
That's
man,
a bad position.
at least he's stuck in there. Of his 21 seasons, 16 of them were losing seasons. And
dang.
individually, he led the league in interceptions 4 times. If you think Jameis Winston's 30-30 season was bad,
Yeah, that was
check
a
out
terrible
Vinny
season.
Testaverde's 1988 season. He threw 13 touchdowns and 35 interceptions. The most shocking part of this season was how they just kept him in there and let him start all but one game. 35 interceptions.
Dog, that's a different climate, bro.
Yeah,
to just continue to just let him get it out like that, and he's just
Bro,
still
one
messing
game
up.
he threw 5 interceptions in week 1, and then in week, what's that, 8? He threw 6.
It's just
6 to 1. Bro.
And then you go to the next game and still throw 2 more, and then 2 more, and then 2 more, and then 3, and then finally y'all win because you don't throw any, just to go back to the next game and lose by throwing another one.
Yeah, bro. He would have been benched. 5 interceptions week 1, bro. You gone. They benching you. Nowadays, they benching you. But that means they must have had nobody to replace him. Because you have nobody.
Anybody?
Interceptions was 12 more than the next closest quarterback that season.
Crazy,
but
bro.
crazy enough, this wasn't the most interceptions in a single season in NFL history. That honor goes to George Blanda. Earlier, I talked about the good parts of Blanda's career, but in the middle of his
That helmet
career,
didn't
at the
even
end of
fit
his
his head.
quarterback days, man, he had a rough go at it. He threw 42 interceptions in 14 games in 1962.
In 14
Doing the math,
games, bro.
in a 17-game season, that equates to 51 interceptions. And how did Blanda respond to throwing that many picks?
Kept
He
throwing
led
it.
the league in interceptions thrown the next 3 seasons and was on pace to do it again before getting benched. George Blanda was the king of throwing picks. And the king of pick sixes
Maybe he just
is
couldn't
Deron
see.
Bland. In 2023, Deron Bland came out of nowhere to lead the league in not just interceptions, but also he took an NFL record, 5 of them, to the house.
Yeah, that's rare, bro.
Crazy on
He
fantasy.
hadn't seen anyone get more than 3 since 1994.
Yeah.
This makes me proud of my fellow Sac State Hornet.
2nd and 10.
Woo!
There it is. This is history. This will be the record.
Yeah. That's insane,
For
bro.
the 5th time has a pick 6. It's never happened in the history of the NFL.
That's so
Now,
rare.
Bland is certainly one of the best playmaking DBs when he gets the ball in his hand. But historically, That honor for the best probably goes to Ed Reed. In 2003, Reed took a game-clinching interception to the house for an NFL record 106 yards. Amazingly, just the following week, Reed would intercept another pass 6 yards deep in the end zone.
No, Ed Reed. Watch Ed Reed. No, don't throw it. Don't throw it.
He said, no,
This one looked like it had no chance of going the distance. And the original audio from his coach is hilarious.
Get out. Oh, God. Dang it. Go in.
Can get him. He sidesteps him and a flag will bring it back.
If only number 47 wasn't a complete buffoon, this
Yeah.
would have
Yeah,
tied the
what
record.
would you-
But instead, a penalty negated the touchdown. 106 yards seemed like a record that probably wouldn't be beaten for a while. Yet 4 years later, Ed Reed would do it again. This time for 107 yards.
To the end zone. It's intercepted by Ed Reed. He gets away from Cobb and he is still going down the sideline. He goes all the way. Touchdown.
Monster, bro.
Now, I love watching Ed Reed highlights, so even though this is an NFL video, I gotta mention my favorite play ever by him. When he was in college at Miami, his defensive lineman teammate caught an interception, and immediately Reed was like, hey, give me that. And he ended up scoring a touchdown.
He was falling.
As far as NFL players go, there may not be a guy who
That's
respected
tough.
Ed Reed more
watch
than
out.
Tom Brady. He once wrote on his wristband, "Find 20 on every play."
Yeah.
Because he wasn't trying to be another one of Reed's victims.
Yeah.
And every time you break the huddle, that's who you're looking at. You're going, okay, where's he at? Yeah.
Of course, it's no surprise that Brady has his fair share of records. In fact, on Wikipedia, it says he has 68 NFL records. Here's a few that I think are the most unbreakable. He has the most Super Bowl MVPs with 5. He's the oldest player to win Super Bowl MVP at age 43.
Don't do that, bro.
He's also the oldest player to win regular season MVP at age 40.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
He led the league in passing at age 44. And in 2009, he threw 5 touchdowns in 1 quarter. The NFL record for the most touchdowns thrown in his
If you do it, fuck. Hey, bro.
You can't do nothing but respect it. You can't.
We forfeit, bro. We gonna go ahead head on the bus. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for everyone coming out, and
Can't
we
do
out,
nothing
bro.
but- you can't do nothing but respect Brady, bro. You got to. Even my long-term disdain for Brady,
5 touchdowns in
gotta
1 quarter,
respect
bro.
the guy, bro.
The quarter only like 12 minutes.
It's respect though.
Bro.
I respect him. He's one of the greats.
Oh my god.
But I loved him more. Well, I started to like him when he left the Patriots. Not gonna hold you. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the Belichick thing that had him come off a certain type of way.
It looked like he was having fun out there, man.
When he went to the Bucks, it's like he just took the weight off his shoulders. And
Yeah,
was
he
like,
just-
man, let's just ball. You feel me? Yeah, he just got cool. But all them years with the Patriots, couldn't stand the guy. Out of, rivalry, of course.
game is
They
7,
did us so
which
wrong
is held by a
forever.
few guys. And Brady had 6 with 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. If they would have left him in that game, he probably could have thrown at least 8. I imagine he probably would have had more. Now, you could just list all of Tom Brady's Super Bowl records in this video because they're just all remarkable. On the other side of the spectrum, the most heartbreaking Super Bowl record belongs to the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo all the way this time.
This time.
The 3rd time is a charm.
They lost 4 straight Super Bowls in a row in the 1990s.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the most painful 4-year runs in NFL history.
Horrible,
But
bro.
Would you rather get to the Super Bowl 4 times?
No.
Or just not get there 4 times and lose?
Not get there, bro. Because you get there once, we can get back there again. You get, we're back here again. You lose twice. Ooh, maybe we can do it the 3rd time. Get there the 3rd time. All right, bro. Who's put a curse on the city? You get there the 4th time and still lose. I'm moving. I'm leaving the city.
Yeah, I'm leaving Buffalo.
I'm leaving Buffalo, bro. There's no point in being here no more. There's no point.
Still doing better than everybody else that's not even getting there, though.
You might as well just not get there, bro.
Gotcha. The theatrics, the tickets,
Yeah, bro,
the
like,
going, the
no
traveling,
point.
the Super Bowl parties, just for it to end up in Omaha,
Every
Florida.
time? No, bro. That's
Bills fans would rather have experienced that than what Bucks fans experienced when their team began.
They look better
Tampa
now.
Bay started their franchise by losing their first 26 games in a row, an NFL record. That's 6 more than the next closest Super Bowl era team.
Damn.
The other fact about this era's Bucks was just how terrible their offense was in 1977. They're actually the worst offense in NFL history according to how many points they scored a game, and I made an entire video about it. They averaged an all-time low 7.4 points per game, which included getting shut out 6 times. And in their first win ever as a franchise, they scored 33 points.
Okay.
Yet, it was their defense that scored most of their points. They had 3 defensive scores that day.
Damn.
It was basically what we saw happen in the intro of this video with the Steelers and Texans. As the old saying goes, defense wins championships.
There we go.
Or, I guess in this case, defense can sometimes bail you out when your offense is terrible.
There. The moral of the Texan season.
So that's why you want to check this out. Okay, I get it.
Defense will bail you out when the offense sucks.
This was a hopeful video for us because sometimes
bro.
the defense is strong enough to get you out of a rut.
Hey, man, get some couple pick sixes, bro. We don't need the offense. Fuck that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Don't score. We got it.
We got it, bro.
Just give me a couple field goals every now and then.
Yeah, that's it. Just give me a couple field goals. We can win games.
You know how quick you would get fired if that was the conversation in the office with the team?
Hey, bro, look, sometimes things that happen in office don't happen on the field. So, that's cool.
But when you got teams like the Bills, you got teams like Kansas City who just know how to score, you're going to have to be able to put up points.
This is true.
Like, you just going to. Like, the Ravens.
Yeah, they can put up points. And Lamar got sacked 6 times.
7.
7 times, my bad.
Last night. He got sacked 7 times.
7 times and still was able to score. So, once again, we'll see how things go this Sunday. And, we might as well stream it. But this may be the last stream for the season. If we lose, I'm not streaming no more.
Oh, no. I'm doing something.
Oh, this Sunday? Hey, it'll probably be better than watching this fucking game.
Bro,
anywho.
No, this week, we streaming it.
Oh, go.
I thought you were talking about the Baltimore game.
No. I don't even. Anywho, this was a great video. Hopefully that game, we don't end up on a record for the most points given up to. Please. Because
120 to
you'll have to make
3.
a new video about us.
The first team to score 150 points in the NFL game.
Hopefully this video was informative. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the football season so far. Still got plenty of football, college and NFL. So if y'all want us to check out some football related videos, send it our way and we'll definitely check it out for you guys.
Absolutely, man. Continue to spread love, be love as usual, and always keep God first. We catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
The bitch from Houston. If you got a problem, then we got the solutions. And there's no illusion. I made this shit happen. I'm living life lucid. I'm switching my strategies. Now they hate on me cause I'm causing casualties. So why are they after me? Deep inside they know they can't handle half of me.